Hello and welcome guys, my name is Ralph and today we're gonna tackle the second lecture under responsive web design, the basic CSS. So let's get started. Introduction to basic CSS. Nope. Okay, let's go to the first lesson. Basic CSS, change the color of the text. So now let's change the text of the color by adding a style on the H2 element. Style. Oops, it should end with the use CSS selectors to style elements. Okay, so we're gonna put this on a style tag. Let's just copy this and remove this one. H2. Your H2 element should be blue. Okay. Submit and go to the next page. Use a CSS class to style an element. Classes are reusable styles that can be added to HTML elements. Here's an example: CSS class declaration. Inside your style element, change the H2 selector to red text and update the colors by blue to red. Okay. Red text and red. Change its class. There we go. Style multiple elements with the CSS class. Classes allow you to same. We're just gonna put a class here with the same name. So yeah. Font size is controlled by the font size CSS property. So yeah, like this. Inside the same style tag that contains your red text class, create an entry for p elements and set the font size to 16 pixels. Create an entry for p elements. I'm just gonna put it here. Font size 16px. Did it change? Okay. You can set which font an element should use by using the font family property. So make all of your p elements use the monospace font. Monospace. Okay, import the Google font. In addition to specifying common fonts that are found on most operating systems, you can also specify standard custom web fonts for use on our website. For this example, we will focus on the Google Fonts library. So let's go ahead and import it. Okay, so we're just gonna import this and use the lobster font in the CSS under H2 font family. So change Specify how fonts should grade. Apply the monospace font to the H2 element. Monospace, and then now comment out the lobster font. Comment this out. Run the test. Create a class called smaller image and adjust it to resize the image so that it's only 100 pixels wide. Larger image and it's okay, smaller image, sorry. Width is 100 pixels and use this. Add borders around your elements. Css Border have properties like style, color, and width. For example, if we need to create a red 5 pixel border around the HTML element. Create a class called thick green border. Thick green border. This should add the 10px solid green border. 10px solid green border. Apply the class to your cut photo. So we need to add it here. And run the tests. Next one, you can specify a border radius with pixels. So let's add the border radius. 10 pixels. In addition to pixels, you can also specify the border radius using a percentage. Give your cut. Okay, we're making circular images now. 50%. Next one, give a background color to a division element. Create a class called silver background with the background color of silver. Silver background with the color of silver. And assign it to the div element. Next one, set the ID of an element. Give your form element the ID cut photo form. Where's the form? Here. Cut photo form. Run the tests. Use an ID attribute to style an element. So you just have to replace the dot with the hashtag symbol. Green background, cut photo form. Cut photo form. green. Let's check if background will work since this two is similar. It worked. Adjust the padding of an element. So change the padding of your blue box to match that of the red box. Change the padding of the blue box to match. Make it 20. Next challenge, adjust the margin of an element. An element's margin represents the amount of space between an element's border and surrounding elements. So change the margin of the blue box to match that of the red box. Change the margin of the blue box to match that of the red box. 20 pixels. Add a negative margin to an element. Okay, try to set the margin negative like one of the red box. Change the margin of the blue box to negative 15. Yeah. Add different padding to each side of an element. CSS allows you to control the padding of all 4 individual sides of an element with the padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left. Give the blue box a padding 40 pixels on its top and left side, but only 20 pixels on the bottom and right side. Blue box. So let's go. Padding top is 40 pixels, padding left is 40 pixels, padding bottom is 20 pixels, and padding right is 20 pixels. Actually, we have a shortcut for this. I think they will discuss it later. Add different margins to each side of an element. So give the blue box a margin of 40 pixels. Similar to the padding. Margin top 40 pixels, margin left 40 pixels, margin bottom 20 pixels, margin right is 20 pixels. Okay, use clockwise notation to specify the padding of an element. So clockwise, top, right, bottom, left, top, right, bottom, left, clockwise. Use clockwise notation to give the blue box a padding of 40 pixels on its top and left side, but only 20. Let's try. Padding top first, right, top, right, top on right side 20 pixels, top. Let's check. Use clockwise notation to specify the margin of an element. Use clockwise to give the element with the blue box class a margin of 40 pixels. Okay, margin is top, right, top, right. Okay. Use attribute selectors to style elements. You have been adding ID or class attributes to elements that you wish to specifically style. These are known as ID and class selectors. There are other CSS selectors you can use to select custom groups of elements to style. Let's bring our cut photo up again to practice using CSS selectors. For this challenge, You will use the attribute equals value attribute selected to style the checkboxes in cat photo app. Using the type attribute selector, try to give the checkboxes in cat photo app top margin of 10 pixels and bottom margin of 15 pixels. Checkboxes. Let's copy this one, wrap it around the bracket, and go. I'm using single quote to match this one, but I think double quotes still works. And then top margin of 10 pixels, top margin of 10 pixels, and the bottom margin of 15 pixels. Top bottom, no, top right bottom, okay. Understand absolute versus relative units. The last several challenges set an element's margin of padding. Okay. In addition to absolute length units approximate the actual measurement on a screen, but there are some differences depending on screen resolution. Relative units such as m or rem are relative to another length value. For example, m is based on the size of an element font. Add the padding property to the element with the class red box. Okay, let's try. Style the HTML body element. So okay, body background color black. So yeah, without specifying the body tag, we set the background color to black. Inherit styles from the body element. So first create an h1 element with the text hello world. Now we've proven that the HTML page has a body element and that its body element can also be styled with CSS. First create an h1 element and with the text hello world. Then let's give all the element page color green. Finally give you a font family of monospace. Font monospace. Prioritize one style over another. Sometimes your HTML elements will receive multiple styles that conflicts with one another. For example, your h1 element can be both green and pink at the same time. Let's see what happens when we create a class that makes text pink, then apply it to an element. Create a CSS class called pink text. Pink, and then set its class to h1 pink text. it overridden the initial color. Override styles in subsequent CSS. Our pink text class overrode our body element CSS declaration. We just proved that classes will override the body element CSS. So the next logical question is, what can we do to override our pink text class? Okay, create an additional CSS called blue text that gives an element color blue. Make sure it's below your pink text declaration. Apply the blue text here. In addition to pink, applying multiple class attribute. Applying multiple class attribute. Okay, in addition, so pink text. Run the tests. So the color that was used was this text blue. Was this blue text class. We just proved that browser read CSS from top to bottom. In our their declaration, that means that but we're not done yet. There are other ways you can override CSS. Let's override your pink text and blue text classes. Give your h1 element the ID element of orange text. And leave the blue text and pink. Orange text color range, but if we put it on top. Okay, so here ID declaration is more powerful than the class. Override class declaration with inline styles. So we've proven that ID declarations override class declarations regardless of where they are declared in your CSS style element CSS. Use the inline style to try to make our h1 element white. Style color white. You're all useless now. Next is override all other styles by using important. Okay, but wait, there's one last way to override CSS. This is the most powerful method of all, but before we do it, let's talk about why you would ever want to override CSS. In many situations, you will use CSS libraries. This may accidentally override your own CSS, so when you absolutely need to be sure that an element has a specific CSS, you can use important. Let's add the keyword important to your pink text element color declaration to make 100% sure that you're original. Let's add this keyword. Boom. Okay, use hex code for specific colors. Okay, hex are like this, so I don't have to use read this. Replace the word block in our body elements background. Hashtag. Use hex code to mix colors. Okay. Okay. Replace the color words with the correct ones. Red, Dodger blue, green, and orange. Nice. Use abbreviated hex code. Many people feel overwhelmed by the possibilities of more than 16 million colors, and it's difficult to remember hex code. Fortunately, you can shorten it. For example, red hex code can be shortened to F00. Okay. Cyan. Green. Red. And fuchsia. Oh shit. Use RGB values to color elements. Another way to represent colors in CSS is based on RGB values. Instead of using hex, let's replace the hex code in our body element. RGB 000. Okay. Next, use RGB to mix colors. Replace the hex codes in our style element with their correct values. So let's red, blue, orchid, malevolence, and Shena. Shena. I don't know how to pronounce this one, but it's like brown. You should use RGB for the color orchid. Okay. Use Css Border to change several colors at once. Follow the instructions below to how to see how changing colors. In the penguin class, change the black value to gray. The gray value to white. Oh. Change the black value to gray. Change the gray value to white. And the yellow value to orange. Is that it? So you just have to add a double dash or hyphen or dash? Not sure. Hyphen. Dash. Dash versus hyphen. Okay. Is that it? Okay, that's it. Next is create a custom color variable. To create a CSS variable, you just need to give it a name with 2 hyphens in front of it and assign it a value like this. In the penguin class, create a variable named penguin skin and give it a value of gray. Penguin skin. with the value of gray. Okay, no, there is no search here. Penguin skin, where did they use it? Okay. I'm not sure where did they use it. Okay, it's not being used earlier. So after you create your variable, you can assign its value to other CSS properties by referencing the name you gave it. Okay, apply the penguin skin variable to the background property of penguin top. Okay, var penguin skin. Penguin bottom, and what happened to the penguin bottom? Penguin right hand. Make sure not to delete this semicolon because it the CSS breaks. So yeah, and the left hand. Okay, we're almost done. Attach a fallback value to a CSS variable. What happened to this? Attach a fallback value to a CSS variable. Penguin. So let's try black. Should I change all? Looks like it. Next is improve compatibility with browser fallbacks. Browser compatibility at some point. Okay, it looks like a variable is being used to set the background color of the red box. Inherit CSS variables. Define a variable named penguin belly and the root selector and give it a value of pink. Penguin belly in the root selector and give it the value of pink. You can see that the variables is inherited and that all the child elements is used. Next is change a variable for a specific area. Change the value of penguin belly to white in the penguin class. Also, you can override the declaration. Nice. Use a media query to change a variable. In the root selector of the media, change it so penguin size is redefined. penguin size to 200 pixels. Max width is 350. So let's try. Okay. So it changes the size when the width is less than 350. So it's good for mobile development too. These media queries. Root should reassign the penguin's queen. Okay, sorry. Penguin skin to black. Nice. Okay, so we're done with the basic CSS. Thanks for watching.